The Denel AH-2 Rooivalk Mk1 is one of the most remarkable achievements in South African aviation history, representing a bold step into the elite world of advanced helicopter gunship design. Its development was not merely an exercise in engineering but rather a response to the geopolitical and military realities that shaped South Africa during the late 20th century. The story begins in the 1980s, during the height of the Cold War and the border conflicts in southern Africa. South Africa faced the challenge of defending itself against potential threats from heavily armed adversaries, often supplied with Soviet weaponry, including advanced Mi-24 Hind attack helicopters. This situation created a pressing need for South Africa to establish its own defense manufacturing capacity, as international sanctions and arms embargoes had already isolated the country from purchasing new-generation military equipment. In this context, the South African defense industry, led by companies such as Atlas Aircraft Corporation, later integrated into Denel Aviation, embarked on the ambitious project of developing an indigenous attack helicopter. The goal was not only to achieve independence in military procurement but also to produce a platform that could meet the specific demands of the African battlefield: rugged environments, high temperatures, long distances, and often unprepared terrain. The project started with prototypes based on the French aerospatial Puma helicopter, which was already in service in South Africa. By heavily modifying its airframe, engines, and avionics, engineers laid the foundation for what would later become the Rooivalk. The name, Rooivalk, meaning red kestrel, in Afrikaans, reflects both the helicopter's predatory nature and its South African heritage. From the beginning, it was envisioned not just as a machine of war but as a symbol of national innovation, resilience, and engineering strength. The development journey was long and filled with challenges. Limited funding, technological constraints, and shifting political landscapes slowed the program, yet the determination of the engineers and the South African Air Force SAAF kept the project alive. By the early 1990s, the first prototypes of the Rooivalk were undergoing test flights, and the world took notice of South Africa's remarkable achievement in creating an advanced weapons system despite being cut off from most international defense markets. The Rooivalk's design philosophy was rooted in survivability, versatility, and effectiveness in harsh African conditions. Engineers focused on creating a helicopter that could not only engage enemy armored vehicles and helicopters but also provide close air support, reconnaissance, and escort missions. The use of robust composite materials, redundant systems, and advanced avionics gave the Rooivalk an edge, making it capable of surviving in hostile combat environments. Its unique appearance, with a sleek fuselage, tandem cockpit seating, and heavily armed stub wings, immediately signaled its role as a formidable attack helicopter. By 1998, after years of testing and refinements, the Rooivalk was officially introduced into the South African Air Force. It entered service with 16th Squadron, based at Bloemsproet Air Base, marking a new chapter in South Africa's defense capability. Despite financial limitations and delays in production, the Rooivalk was hailed as an engineering masterpiece, often compared to the American AH-64 Apache and the Russian Mi-24 Hind. However, unlike its global counterparts, the Rooivalk was uniquely designed for African operations, with emphasis on endurance, maintainability, and rugged reliability. The Denel AH-2 Rooivalk Mk1 was designed to meet the most demanding requirements of a modern attack helicopter. Its design is a combination of combat survivability, weapon versatility, and adaptability to extreme environments. To understand its capabilities, it is necessary to look at its airframe, propulsion system, avionics, weapon systems, survivability measures, and operational performance. The Rooivalk is built on a heavily modified aerospatial SA-330 Puma platform, but its resemblance is minimal since its fuselage, tail boom, and rotor system underwent complete redesigns. The helicopter's tandem seating arrangement places the pilot in the rear seat and the weapons systems officer WSO in the front, giving both crew members excellent visibility. The cockpit is armored against small arms fire and designed to absorb impact in case of emergency landings, enhancing survivability. Propulsion is provided by two Turbomeca Mk1 K2 turboshaft engines, each delivering around 1,877 horsepower. These engines were chosen for their reliability in high temperature, high altitude environments, typical of the African continent. The engines drive a 4-bladed main rotor and a 5-bladed tail rotor, both of which incorporate composite materials for durability and reduced maintenance requirements. The Rooivalk is capable of speeds up to 309 km per hour, 192 miles per hour, with a combat radius of approximately 740 km, 460 miles, and an endurance of about 3.5 hours, depending on mission load. In terms of avionics, the Rooivalk Mk1 features a state-of-the-art system designed for all-weather, day and night operations. The gyro-stabilized turret on the nose houses a forward-looking infrared FLIR system, TV camera, and laser rangefinder designator. This allows the crew to identify, track, and designate targets with high accuracy. The helicopter also incorporates advanced navigation systems, including GPS and inertial navigation, and can integrate with modern battlefield communication networks. One of Rooivalk's standout features is its versatile weapons package. The helicopter's stub wings can carry a variety of armaments, including air-to-ground missiles, such as Mk1 anti-tank guided missiles with a range of 10 kilometers. Air-to-air missiles for self-defense against enemy helicopters or low-flying aircraft. 70mm rocket pods for area suppression and close support. A 20mm f2 dual-feed cannon mounted under the nose turret, capable of firing up to 750 rounds per minute with an effective range of 2 kilometers. The weapons systems are fully integrated with the targeting suite, allowing the WSO to precisely engage multiple targets. The Mk1 missile, in particular, gives the Rooivalk an edge in anti-armor warfare, as it is laser-guided and can penetrate modern armor with ease. Survivability was a top priority in design. The Rooivalk includes self-sealing fuel tanks, armor plating, infrared suppression for engines, and electronic countermeasures (ECM). These features increase the helicopter's chances of surviving in high-threat environments where anti-aircraft missiles and enemy fire are prevalent. Redundancy in critical systems ensures that the aircraft can continue flying even after sustaining damage. Overall, the Rooivalk is not just a helicopter, it is a platform tailored for Africa. Its rugged construction allows it to operate from unprepared fields, withstand desert dust, tropical humidity, and sudden climate changes. Its maintainability is excellent. Ground crews can perform field-level maintenance with limited infrastructure. These qualities make the Rooivalk uniquely suited for peacekeeping, counterinsurgency, and conventional warfare missions alike. The operational history of the Rooivalk is relatively modest compared to iconic attack helicopters like the AH-64 Apache or Mi-24 Hind, but it has nonetheless proven its effectiveness in real-world missions. After entering service in 1998 with the South African Air Force's 16th Squadron, the Rooivalk initially faced challenges due to budget constraints, limited production runs, and South Africa's shifting defense priorities in the post-apartheid era. Only 12 Rooivalks were eventually produced and delivered to the SAAF, far fewer than originally planned. This limited the scope of deployment, but the helicopter remained a central component of South Africa's air defense strategy. The most significant operational deployment of the Rooivalk occurred under the United Nations peacekeeping mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo (DRC) during the 2010s. The conflict in eastern DRC saw the emergence of heavily armed rebel groups, and the UN authorized the use of offensive force to neutralize these threats. South Africa contributed Rooivalk helicopters to the mission, marking the first time these aircraft were deployed in combat. In 2013, Rooivalks flew combat missions against the M23 rebel movement in eastern DRC. Their precision firepower, particularly the use of rockets and cannon fire, provided close air support to UN ground forces. The presence of Rooivalk significantly shifted the balance in favor of the UN and Congolese government forces, contributing to the eventual defeat of M23. UN commanders praised the Rooivalk for its reliability, accuracy, and deterrence effect against insurgent groups. These missions demonstrated the helicopter's combat effectiveness and boosted its international reputation. Despite being fielded in small numbers, the Rooivalk showed that it could perform alongside other global attack helicopters in challenging combat environments. However, the Rooivalk's export potential has been limited. Although several countries, including Malaysia, Turkey, and Algeria, expressed interest over the years, no foreign sales were concluded. The reasons include South Africa's limited capacity to scale production, competition from established helicopter manufacturers, and the relatively high cost of acquiring a niche system with limited international support infrastructure. Within South Africa, the Rooivalk continues to serve primarily as a deterrent and a support platform for regional peacekeeping missions. The aircraft undergoes continuous upgrades, including improvements to its avionics, targeting systems, and weapons integration, to keep it relevant in modern combat. The Mk1F upgrade standard improved reliability and mission readiness, ensuring that the Rooivalk remains a capable tool for the South African Air Force well into the 2020s. In essence, the Rooivalk's operational history highlights two things. First, its capability to perform in real combat environments despite limited numbers, and second, the constraints imposed by South Africa's defense budget and global market realities. Even so, the Rooivalk has carved out a respected place in aviation history as Africa's premier attack helicopter. The Denel AH-2 Rooivalk Mk1 represents more than a military machine. It is a symbol of South Africa's ingenuity and determination to build world-class technology under challenging conditions. Its legacy is shaped by both its achievements and the difficulties it has faced. From a technological standpoint, the Rooivalk demonstrated that South Africa could design and produce a cutting-edge combat helicopter, rivaling those of superpowers with far larger defense industries. It showcased the country's ability to innovate under sanctions, limited funding, and global isolation. This alone makes the Rooivalk an icon in South African defense history. Yet, the Rooivalk program also reflects the challenges of sustaining a high-tech defense industry in a small market. The limited production run of 12 units meant high per-unit costs, difficulty in achieving economies of scale, and challenges in securing export customers. Without foreign orders, the program remained dependent on South African government funding, which was inconsistent due to shifting priorities in the post-apartheid era, where social development often took precedence over defense spending. Despite these challenges, the Rooivalk continues to have a future. The Mk1F upgrade program has modernized its avionics, communication systems, and mission readiness, ensuring that it remains viable for years to come. Denel has also continued to explore opportunities for exporting the Rooivalk, though success remains uncertain in a competitive global market dominated by US, Russian, and European manufacturers. One of the Rooivalk's most enduring legacies lies in its role as a platform for skills development. The program trained a generation of South African engineers, technicians, and pilots, leaving behind a strong foundation for the local aerospace industry. This expertise has contributed to other projects, including drones, avionics upgrades, and collaborative ventures with international companies. Looking forward, the Rooivalk may see further upgrades or even inspire the design of a next-generation attack helicopter. With the rise of drone warfare, unmanned aerial systems (UAS) may also be integrated into its operational doctrine, making it part of a hybrid force structure. Its proven record in peacekeeping missions could position it as a valuable tool for regional stability in Africa, where insurgencies and asymmetric threats remain pressing challenges. In conclusion, the Denel AH-2 Rooivalk Mk1 is both a triumph and a lesson. It is a triumph in proving that Africa can produce high-end military hardware that competes on the world stage. It is a lesson in the difficulties of sustaining such programs without consistent funding and international partnerships. Regardless of its challenges, the Rooivalk has earned its place as a symbol of national pride, innovation, and resilience. Its sleek silhouette and combat record will continue to inspire future generations of aviators and engineers in South Africa and beyond.